Hey guys, here I am signed in as Aditi Agrawal. How are you? Changing my name. What's up? I am going to apologize for starters about the lateness. There was another cohort that it's so hard to leave a group when they're like in the zone, but I was just finishing their session. Let's see here. Good to see Talia and Gabby's faces. Hey guys, this is a big day. It quite is. So we're getting into this prototyping mode. I adored reading the idea carousels. That was some good stuff. Some really, really powerful, like, ideas that you guys want to start. And as you know, the way to advance your idea the most is to try it out, to test the idea out on real people. And you want to do it as fast as possible. You want to do it in a way that is like low stakes. Like you can whip it together, try it out on 3 other students, try it out in real life, build something in like using some of the tools that are already out there. That's your first prototype. If you guys don't mind, text some of the people who are in your group who are not here yet. Right. So prototyping is all about how to test the idea as soon as you have the idea. You want to be able to like to try it, and then you'll know what works and what doesn't work, and then it'll lead you to like the next round of ideas, basically. So we're going to be trying out your ideas coming up this week. But today I'm going to show you a lot of tools that are out there. And Ratusha is not feeling well, by the way. That's why she's not here with us. So what we're going to start with, and I'm just going to dive right in, and I'm really sorry that I want everybody to be able to speak and things like that, but there is a lot to learn. You're going to need a notebook. You're going to need like your main focus like really hard, and then we'll be able to break off and do something as a group. I really don't like speaking this much, but I also want to be able to give you guys all these tools to use, and you get to choose. Think for yourself, which out of your idea, which of these tools actually would work really well. You'll pick between like 2 and 5 of these tools that you would want to start with and try out. Okay, so I'm actually, before we even like have to write in our notebooks, you're gonna close your eyes. This is called the River of Life. This is something that Aditi and I used to do this with students in person. We would do this about like your future and everything that's going to happen for you in the future. But today we're doing it. Let me close the waiting room. Yeah, today we're doing it for kind of in regards to your company, to your business idea and everything like that. There, disabling waiting room. And this
Kelsey?
Yeah.
Mikhail just texted me that he's not gonna join because it's his sister's birthday and he's busy.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's all right for Mikhail. I'm happy for the sister. Fun. Great. Okay. All right, you guys. So close your eyes for this part. And you are stepping into your office. The year is 2030. All right. This is the company that you're starting to build right now. And like everything has gone very well in the past 9 years. So you're here in your office on a Monday morning, and to put yourself in a good mood, you want to look through some of your like customer testimonials, some things that customers have loved, footage of customers like using your product or your website, or customers interacting with each other. What does that look like? What are some of these customer interactions looking like in 9 years from now? What are customers doing with your product in this future, like the most advanced version of your product? What's the next level of it? What are some of the success stories of customers that your product has changed their life, they've improved in some area? What are some of those success stories? Try to imagine that for a second. All right. And what are some of the new features that you've just added that they are loving? And why did you add those features? What do customers do with your product at this point? So why do customers keep coming back as well? Who is like one of your oldest customers? And what is it that they like have gotten out of your product in the last 10 years? Why do they keep coming back? How do they interact with new customers, and what are they up to? Who are some of your favorite oldest customers as well?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was having an interview with Leonie and like we got like late. We were discussing stuff. Did we miss anything?
Sort of. I mean, not really. You right now, we are like, you guys are closing your eyes and you're starting to imagine what your company looks like in 10 years. What are the advancements in your product? What are really, really success stories looking like for some of your customers? So just start to imagine, Ananya. I love that you guys were doing another interview with each other. That's awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. All right. So what are some of the upcoming projects that you're like about to launch that you're really excited about? Some of the upcoming events within your company? How are their lives changing because of your product? How are you bettering the society at large? That's a really big one that I just said very low key, but like, how does the world in 2030 look because of your product? What has evolved with mankind because of your product? You have to dream this big, you guys. How do people feel about themselves because you've solved something for them? What does that look like? Great. Picturing like the customer interactions, or just on a personal level, what is a customer doing right now with your product that helps them improve their lives? And overall, how are you? How do you feel about this? How have you advanced as a person because you are able to help this many people with your product? I'm going to let you guys open your eyes. I hope you saw some things that were looking good with what you want to build. Would love for a couple people to speak out and share what they just envisioned.
I'll go. I don't mind.
Thanks, Debbie.
So I imagine like working with like potentially local restaurants and stuff, so they can put recipes on the site as well. Then it can boost local businesses as well. So it just creates like even more sort of positivity, and it helps them as well.
Right. I love that. Like thinking about collaborations that you would make with other like companies that are already out there. And that positivity and like the life of a person who no longer has to suffer with like any sort of eating disorder as well too. Anybody else want to tell what they saw when they envisioned their company in 10 years?
I can go.
Yeah, Italia, thank you.
I see influencers talking about my products with enthusiasm. Then the people that I hired to talk about their experience, they're talking about it as well. And they're talking about what inspired them to do makeup and how much they love it. And overall, I just see lots of happy people. I see the PR packages. It's loads.
You see the what?
The PR packages. It's like you send a free PR package to influencers to promote your product.
Talia, with yours, I really see you start with a couple of people who've have, as you said, like they've gone through something and then they start like representing your company. That sparks so many young teens across the world to also feel okay about themselves and also want to step up and like show who they are really in different environments. Like you have no idea like what happens internally to people all over the world when they get to hear like the kinds of stories you want to feature. It allows a lot of people to be themselves, right? If they hadn't heard your story, they wouldn't have had the courage to be themselves, and you'll hear about that like in years to come.
Yeah, and that's what I want to like spread around the world. I want everyone to like know about like all the things that happens to LGBTQ people, to like people of color, and like all of the discrimination as well.
Yeah. Right. Like a couple stories can lead to like other people to be able to be themselves, and then they'll also want to submit their stories. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah, I want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I've imagined that students, like providing students the opportunity to showcase their skills, and the skill is like socially helping people out there, makes the students really feel satisfied that their skill is really helping someone out there, and he or she can be satisfied that they have helped someone and even showcase their skills. So yeah.
Cool. Right. Spreading of skills, one skill leads to somebody else. Like that's how all of these really intelligent people learned. They usually they looked up to somebody else when they were studying and they were teenagers, and then that like leads to more brilliance that couldn't have happened without et cetera, other people sharing. Mektes is writing in the chat. I'll let everybody read that. As I said, I do apologize that we're going to go over about like 15 tools like right now. And I need you guys to take notes in your notebooks about which tools you might want to try, which tools you're going to end up choosing, like I said, between 2 and 5 of these tools. Maybe more if you want, that's fine. But take notes about which tools you like the most. Here we go. And some of these I will actually say that everybody is going to be doing at one point. So do take notes. I'm sure a lot of you in this space have already attended a live session for somebody else's company. You will be running your own live session. Powerful, powerful way to test out any features that you want to put into your product. You try them out with like in a session with other students, and you start to see what works and what doesn't work, and what helps people connect, what helps people like have that aha moment, and then you can put that into your product. Salma did something, you should watch hers. She did one with some young ladies about like scenarios that for women empowerment, like scenarios that are inappropriate and how they can react to them and stuff like that. So everybody will be running a live session. It's just a matter of what do you want to do? What kind of testing do you want to do in your live session? I know Gabby attended George's live session about like political debates. So you can weave in a lot of interesting things. We'll help you with this one, but everybody will be doing a live session at some point. As well as this. This is something a little bit like, you might not think it's relevant, but it is the absolute most relevant thing you could do, is get real customer samples. If you're solving something with like mental health, you can talk and talk and talk about all this, all these things that your product's going to do, but you really, really need to just start collecting samples of real people. You need to start collecting, asking your friends to drop a voice note about like how they're feeling at 5 p.m. on Friday night. And those exact details are like a customer sample. You hear what they need and you try to think of what to provide them with your product, what kind of activities, what kind of advice. I've sent a lot of people voice notes about this actually. If you're solving something with education as well, like you want to gather as many exact kinds of people that have a need for your product and hear what their particular need is. Keep a big list of all these needs and keep a big list of all of the things that you would give that person. Aran is somebody who's he's going really, really deep into his like customers. He's letting them like share exactly what makes them nervous about finance, exactly what they want to learn about finance. And then he's building his product around their needs. That's what you will do as well. So you can start this already with like friends or people in Soph. Eventually, in a couple of weeks, you will get your own set of stakeholders. You will get your own set of customers to try out these ideas with. But I suggest starting this part now. Something else that some of us have done is this pairing, customer pairing and interactions. So Katerina was solving racial inequality in the United States. And so she paired up two people and she led them through like activities together to get them to, connect. And she did it like manually, obviously. She did like a Zoom call with one-on-ones and then a Zoom call with like the three of them. She had them do activities between the two of them. So customer pairings is a really cool way to just see what connects them, see what helps them like have a breakthrough. Mahet did the same thing with LGBTQ. An LGBTQ person and somebody who was ignorant about the LGBTQ community. He proctored activities between the two of them until they came to a point that they like understood each other better. And he was like, great, that is the moment. I'm going to put that into my product. This is a really easy thing that you can start right now as well. And I basically, Rituja and I can help you find the exact type of customer that you'd want. An explainer video is a great thing to go onto your website as well. People, they want to see how it works. They want to see how your product works. They don't necessarily like want to read as much, unfortunately, in this day and age, but they do want to see how your product works. You can help explain it. A lot of these product templates are already out here, like Powtoon, Animaker, Biteable. I'm going to send you guys this PowerPoint afterwards, so there's like links to all of this stuff. But an explainer video is great. As well as somebody like for Gabby, if you're showing a video of people making recipes, that's like also kind of, you want to start to create a collection of those as is. Same with Talia, like if there's like a how-to in any form, you want a collection of those. Educational videos, if you're teaching a curriculum, you might want to make some videos. Social media as well. A lot of us are using social media to either spread awareness or invite people to your live sessions. Sagnik is a legend. If anybody knows who Sagnik is, he's the winner of the June cohort. And he hosted these sessions every Saturday for Fire Within Films. And he promoted them obviously here on his Instagram. School of Future will like forward it and whatnot so that you can get people from across the world to try to attend your sessions. This is one that I really, really recommend. If you are building an app in any form, do not code right away. Like hand draw your app. Hand draw, like we call this the mock-up. You might draw out like 20 different phone screens with buttons and you lay out how one button leads to the next. This tool is literally incredible because it allows you to put the buttons anywhere you want. Like you can click this and this is her homepage. She let a lot of people try out this product before she went out to build it in the next version. It allows you to like basically let people fiddle around and see if it makes sense. See how all of your pages lead to one another, because that's the hugest thing. People don't always know where to go on your app or website. You want them to feel like they know what to do. They know where to click. They can test it out. Marvel is recommended. Sneak Peek It is recommended. So this is the like the hand-drawn app. I'll just leave it there. I'm gonna like talk a little bit less. There. Figma and Codica. These are, if you are more on the Adobe side of things, I am not this person because it's a lot harder to use something like Figma. You're basically starting from scratch. You're creating all the boxes and the shapes and you're making it from scratch. It is cool. It's really cool. I actually really recommend Figma if you wanted to make like a profile for some of your customers. Like you can manually make a profile page for them so that they can kind of see each other. You can use something like Figma. Figma gives you a lot of control. Like you get to be like creating it from scratch, basically. And you have a lot of freedom with Figma, but with freedom is actually a little bit more work to make it look good. This is the easiest way to build like your first website. A lot of us obviously know about Wix and strikingly in WordPress and Shopify. This is a great way to like just get started, though there's templates. That's why it's super easy. You can make the website as soon as you are ready, and it often can explain everything. You want to make it like, this is where you really will instill like the theme, like what's the environment that you want to create for your product. And with Wix, the features that I really like to use are like this forum. So this is where people can start, like you can start the conversations about everything that you want customers to talk about and really start to generate some like activity between people. They can start to talk on the forum. There's different, like you can make groups and profiles as well on these within the templates, which is remarkably easy. Like Valerie had like a vent room on her mental health app where people could like post and respond to each other. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is a very first draft, and I suggest you, if you do it early, it's easy doing both of these. Same with e-commerce is actually also really, really easy to have. There's a lot of templates out there within Wix itself too, to create, putting your products up here with prices on them. Sognick did it for, like, as I said, he ran these live sessions every Saturday, and then he would like he had prices up here for like a pricing plan. You could choose like 200 rupees or 350 rupees for 4 weeks. So you can put up, like, if you're selling something like classes, or you're selling a physical product, do an e-commerce website. Okay, this one's a little bit more complicated, but I like it a lot. There's a lot of these algorithms out there that help us find the best song on Spotify and YouTube. And so if you want to use something, I really, really recommend this. And it takes a lot of like manual work at first, but if you want to provide people the exact thing that they would need based on like who they are. So if you ask them like 4 questions when they first join your product, you could ask them like an onboarding quiz, like ask them 4 things about themselves. Then you provide them like advice or activities or articles according to who they are as a person. So you can manually set this up. Like if I ask 4 multiple choice questions and the person picks, you know, A, C, D, I get a sense of who they are already, and I can start to feed them the exact kinds of stories or the exact kinds of like activities or tips according to who they are. And I really, really love this. I think it's a huge way to like make the customer feel special. You're bringing it to them specifically. I'm sorry to keep talking about Iran, but he's one of my favorites. He's in the November cohort, and he's actually about to get stakeholders. So if you guys want to join Iran's group, you can, but he's doing just this. He has a really, really cool opening like financial like literacy quiz to see where people like stand, what they know, what they don't know about finance. From there, he's going to really customize their experience. He's going to help them like make goals. He's going to help them decide what they want to learn and like what kind of curriculum to give them, what kinds of videos for them to watch, what kinds of activities for them to do based on how they did in that opening quiz. So I really love that kind of customization. And you have the time. When you are starting out, you want to devour your first 4 customers with all the attention in the world. Like that's the only way to do this. You can't just like throw them into your website and say, have fun. You need to like really talk to them and figure out what they need and make that stuff for them. Right. This is kind of a similar part. A lot of us have seen something like this, where you first enter like a website and it asks you, hey, are you interested in comedy or politics or travel? You click a couple things and then you're receiving articles in those topics. So you guys can run with this. I love I love Sofers because I recommend something basic like this and you guys utilize it in the most interesting ways. So however this is relevant to you, write it down in your notebook right now.
Was there any like non-website
Yeah.
for prototyping?
Yes, Aki, there is actually, and those are coming up in a second. But like a lot of this is really, really manual. Like you're interacting with your stakeholders, with real people. You're running a session, something like that. For if you're going still with your vending machine idea of the food, you and I can talk about how that can be prototyped.
Okay.
I like it a lot, and I think there's always a way.
Okay.
But you might want to think about who are these different kinds of customers? How do you want them to like interact with each other as well? And like, you know, maybe there's a map that shows where the vending machines are. Maybe there's just let yourself think about different ways to get people to like interact. This is where I love this kind of thing. Like, even if you are building a product, like Katerina built her product, but she let her customers go out and do things in real life. Like a lot of us need people to go out and do things in real life. If you're doing something with like political awareness, or you're doing something with people, like if you want them to change a habit in some form, you might want to send them out to go try it in real life and then come back to your, you know, group sessions and describe how it went. So sometimes you can send them on scavenger hunts. You can create physical activities for them to do like in their home or in their school. Like try this in your school, come back and share how it went. So I'm always for people going out and doing things in real life. Changing their habits is like really, really big. A lot of us, like if you want to solve something like climate change, you want people to take note of how they're throwing away trash and take a picture of it and send it in. You start small like this. This one I did already talk about a little bit. I put up Iran's financial quiz here. So yeah, this onboarding quiz, getting a pulse on what somebody's ability is and what their interest is. So like that kind of, if you're doing a course in some form, an onboarding quiz is really important. So you know that their level, you know what kinds of curriculum and videos to give them. There is also this app EduFlow, makes it really, really easy to make an entire course. So a lot of us know Charan, he's the winner from the September cohort, and he made a curriculum for like how to write a novel. And so that's it. These tools make it so easy. Like they have a very nice layout and you are the one just putting in the content and the text and writing, but the rest of the template is there. Okay. Those are the 15. I want to hear from people though. Which ones are intriguing you the most before I send you guys into some kind of room?
Well, I was intrigued by the an explainer video.
Cool, Rory. What are you gonna use it for? Tell us.
Well, I'm not sure yet, but I think, like you said, demonstrating it's more people can understand even better when you demonstrate something. So I can demonstrate how to use my app that I will create, how to use my app, in what situations, maybe give scenarios and how people could use them. So yes, that is the little I can think of right now.
I love that. I love like showing people scenarios. And then they know what to do when they see the scenario. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, Nano, I'll definitely share this PowerPoint with your group. Anybody else want to share? Which ones are intriguing you the most?
I really like the explainer videos again. I thought that would be really cool, but I could also link it to social media and spread the explainer videos if they're, particularly short through social media.
Yeah. Awesome. That could be cool to encourage people like to, try this as well. Like show yourself trying this thing that I'm doing in some form for both Rory and Gabby. I have to put you guys into rooms now, and I'm still like trying to figure out who's in what team. What I want you guys to do now is you're going to go into rooms with your teams, and you guys are going to share what it is that each of you have decided to build, which tools you've each decided to choose, and the maybe not so fun part. I don't like this part of things, but I also know that this is how like we get things done. This is how entrepreneurs actually make it happen. And when you care about it enough, you will do this part. Oopsies, that's not what I meant to do. Present. Yeah. You guys are gonna each team member is gonna choose 2 to 5 of the prototype tools they will try. Explain like what you're gonna do with them. I do really need a note taker. So you're gonna have a note taker, and so you'll know who's doing which tools. You're gonna pick due dates. Like I really want everybody to feel like it's not super scary to show your first draft. By potentially Thursday of this week, you want to have something started. You want to be able to show what you started. It might be ugly. It might be horrible. It might be barely started. But having that obligation to show people what you started is how you get things moving. So pick the dates that you and your teammates would each want to have these things like started, and when you're going to be able to like drop your first picture of your first draft. And something else that I've never done, but I just know that the December cohort is so like, you guys are so helpful to each other. You guys are so encouraging to each other as well. So I want you guys to pick out the best way that you would be able to like remind each other and to cheer each other on for your deadlines. What would be the way that you like, if you guys craft a way that you want to like, once you have this calendar, you're going to remind each other, hey, Saqib, like by Thursday, you said you'd have the explainer video ready. How's it looking? Show us the screenshots. Show us what you have so far. So tell us what this tactic is. I'm going to give you guys a good solid 10 minutes, probably more like 12. I'll give you guys a little bit more time in these rooms, but make sure that every person has it written down what 5 tools you're going to, or 2 to 5 tools you're going to try and how, and then the days that you will have your first drafts ready. And now I'm up.
Share the document.
What'd you say, Saqib?
Could you share the document?
I shared this PowerPoint, but in terms of like a document for your team to use, yeah, I'll share a document for your team to use. Just give me one moment. I have to make the rooms. And in the meantime, somebody else can kind of share which ones they are liking the most. What they're like excited to do or what they're scared to do. Like it's really normal to be scared. I don't think we emphasize this enough. But Katarina, one of the SOAP winners, she on mentor calls was just like, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of proctoring this in front of 2 people. I'm terrified of bringing up all these painful conversations about race with my customers. This is hard. It's super hard, you guys. Tell us what you guys are feeling right now. I saw Cedra in here. Did Cedra leave?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like hard to see the names. I got it. On that, Cedra. A lot of teams are missing, so we might have to combine some teams for the day.
Many
Yoni, Kim, and Gabby. Your room's looking good. Gail, Nana, Talia, and Nana. Sorry, I'm kind of slow with this. To be by myself. Ananya, where are you? Great. Who is the Galaxy J24 right now? Ananya, Cadence, and Galaxy. I'm sorry that I don't know who Galaxy is. I am sorry that you guys are going to be with a different team today, just to discuss and set your deadlines. You'll have to tell your teammates what your deadlines were like later. But yeah, I'm going to put you guys in the team. Can I get each team to tell me like who's going to be the note taker?
I can be the note taker for the Griffins.
Okay. For your group, Talia, great. Thank you.
I can be
I'll
the
be
note
the
taker for.
next taker.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. Go ahead. Oh, sure. Okay. I don't mind being the note taker for group 1. And I can be the note taker for Sabir.
Thank you, Mekdez. Thank you, Gabby. And that covers those. Nena or Talia, I haven't heard. Who's going to be the note taker in yours? Rory, I'm putting you in charge of note taker
You
for
heard
yours.
it from me.
Oh, okay, Talia, that was you that I heard. Yeah, I heard a lot of
Yeah.
awesome bringing. Okay, great, you guys. Go in there, share what you would like to build, and I will be trying to bop into each person's room once you're already settled. All right, I'll see you guys in there. Rory, are you okay? Yeah, I heard I assigned you to do to be the note taker. Okay.
I just have a doubt. Like I chose three tools. So do I have to share them all on the deadline we chose or one by one?
Ooh, different deadlines. Yes, thank you so much. Different deadlines. Um, different prototyping tools.
Oh, we only chose one deadline.
Okay, tell me when it is.
It's okay.
It's 9th March.
9th March. And what will you have done at 9th March?
All the three things I think.
No, here I'm gonna set up like a few different deadlines because like I posted on the group like our prototypes. So you had the build a website, social media and videos. I had the build a website sketches and live sessions. So we're going to do the 9th of March for the build a website, and then maybe 4th of March on you're gonna do social media, I'm gonna do the sketches, and then for example, I don't know when,
Yeah.
and then maybe 12th of March for the live sessions and videos.
12th of March for the live session and the videos. 9th of March was for Naina to have.
Build a website, and same with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And which tools are you going to use for that?
Wait a minute.
No problem. More importantly, what's your way of reminding each other?
Oh, I think we're just going to like text each other.
Okay. Text each other.
Yeah, or we are gonna schedule it on the Google Calendar.
Awesome. I love the Google Calendar.
Yeah, it
Okay,
reminds
I
us
already
before.
posted the deadlines.
You posted it in your team chat, I saw. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is everybody back in here? It's yeah, okay, cool. I'm seeing really good deadlines. I'm seeing really specific ways you're going to use the tools. What I'm most excited for with this group right now is tell me what is going to be your method of like reminding and cheering each other during this intense prototype phase.
So our team, Xavier, decided to like do weekly checkups on Thursdays to also share our drafts. So we can like the first due date is next Thursday, but then we can continue that method to encourage and like address any problems or solutions that we guys want to share to work together to create problems and solutions.
Right. That's so great. I personally love when I know that people are going to see my stuff on a Thursday. It like I hustle a little bit more to know that like, my method with this kind of thing, you guys, sometimes I do feel overwhelmed. If I put out like a really crappy first draft and then I look at it like 48 hours later, I'm like, oh, okay, at least it started. It has a bit of the things I wanted. And then I smooth things over. I swear to God, this is like, I wrote a lot of papers in college or just things like that. And nowadays too with Soph, do that. Let yourself just start something, even if you only have 45 minutes to start it, come back 2 days later. And it's usually like, this is a start. Great. I love that Thursday idea. And the Thursday consistency is pretty great. Thursdays are just a fun day in general, I feel like. Thank you. Saqib, do you want to tell us what your group's tactic is?
I couldn't hear them half the time.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Potentially like your team can tell you in the group chat as well what your tactic was.
Yeah, Mac just said it.
Oh yeah, you're in Gabby's group. Sorry for that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Talia and Naina, I've already talked to you guys, and your tactic is rather simple. But what about the celebration? Who has like a good way of the celebration tactic always to show that, you know, when somebody did finish it the day that they said they would? What's the celebration tactic?
What do you mean by celebration tactic?
I mean, when somebody in your team does what they're supposed to on the day that they said they would, any way that you'd like to celebrate them.
Oh, I don't know actually.
All right, that one we'll sit on as well. Myself included, couldn't really think of a nice celebration tactic. I had some weird things in mind, but I've never been able to fulfill them. But I will try. Okay, Rima, how about you? No, I'm just like throwing a lot of people under the bus today. I'm like leading all these sessions and I'm just calling on people, and I hope that that's okay. I'm actually going to, like, Rituja and I will look at and review you guys and inform you like separately about which tools you're using and learn about all of that after this session. I'm gonna go now to I have to go to the November cohort. And so I do apologize that this is ending like right now, but you guys are literally such an awesome team with each other. And I love that you guys have set the goals within each other and know about each other's goals. That's like one of the most important things you can do when you set goals, is if a couple friends and your mentors, myself and Rituja, will look at your exact dates and make this calendar so that everybody can see everybody's goals. And obviously help you with the tools as well, like how you're going to use it. We want to get you in contact with somebody else that maybe used that tool before, or Rituja and I will like help you use that tool. So prepared for voice notes and individual instruction from myself and Rituja coming up this week. Love that people are like coming together on Thursday and other deadlines like that. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Also, Kelsey, I was meant to be the captain this week, but like no one added me to the captain group.
No one added you to the captain group. Okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. All right.
Yeah, add me too.
Okay. Okay. I'm excited for these two new captains. Okay. Bye, you guys. Go get started right now. We're gonna leave here, but like just get something started. So you have something started. It feels good. It's not a blank slate. Then you can kind of chip away at it each day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.